Hello, good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, any one of you that who is unable to hear me, just let me know in the chat box, okay? Anyone has a problem related to my voice, just let me know. Okay, so all right, guys, quickly, I'm going to ask you one or two questions. The first one is, everyone has the Ansys software installed in their laptops or systems? Okay, so what I am going to do, I will guide all of you, and you will follow my instructions, okay? So how to get the software, how to install it. So Ansys software is actually from the Ansys Incorporated, and the software is free for the students, okay? So students can go to their websites, sign up there, and can get the student version of the software for free without any license issues. I am going to guide you all how you will.
ईटा लगा देते तो नहीं जेता है। अभी ईटा लगवाई ना। रोड पे
All right, guys, I am going to share my screen. Each and every one of you, please focus, because you will not get the another chance to grab it, okay? So be careful what I'm going to show you. Just follow the instructions, how you are going to download and how you are going to install the software to your systems, okay? So I'm going to share my screen now. Anyone who will have the problems related to the visible screen, just let me know in the chat box. Everyone can see this screen? Everyone can see the screen? Okay. All right. So just open your Google and search for Ansys student version. Ansys student version, right? And say enter. So you will get the first link at the top of all the links, okay? The first link here, free student software, Ansys student. Just click on that one. So as you can see here, Ansys free student version. Ansys free student software downloads, and as you can see there are plenty of things here. Just select the Ansys student. As you can see, this one, Ansys student. Click on this one. Wait for a moment. There are still the participants. 41 have joined, right? So still 9 are missing. I was informed that 50 students will be joining us. Okay, all the 40 students, please focus here. Okay, so this is your one, Ansys student. Okay, just click here, right here, and then come here, down here. As you can see, download Ansys student 2020. Okay, so download this Ansys student 2020 version right here, and it will take you to the download link, and then from there you will download the software, and that software will download, and then it will automatically install. But before installing, it will ask you certain things like define the directory where you want to install the software, like this sort of information. Just put there, and the software will be installed in your system. Here, as you can see, they have some installation tips here. As you can see, you don't need to worry about anything. Just download the software, and it will guide you through everything. Rest, if you require anything from my side, that's the software is not installing, or zip file is not opening, related like that sort of problem, then you can please let me know. So I will help you with that. But please first download the software once, and then I will guide you through the installation procedure. Okay. So I hope every one of you have the capability to download software. It will take about the data in GBs, I guess. Okay. And here is some system requirements. Got it, everyone? Yes, yes. Its size is not that big, but yeah, it's big because it's ANSYS, right? This is analysis software. That's why it's big. Any more questions? Anything else you want to ask? Apart from the size, anything else? Yeah, RAM is 4. 4 is minimum, guys. 4 is minimum. And if you have the solid state drive in your laptops or in your systems, then it's a better thing. But if you don't, you can manage with the hard drive also. Okay. Yeah, system requirement, I've just told you, 4 is minimum. Four GB is minimum, guys. And then it doesn't matter what sort of Windows you are using. It's not the big issue. Either it can be Windows 7, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10 also. It doesn't matter.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can we install this software on Linux?
Yeah, you have to check it for the Linux that they have this software available for the Linux or not. Because right here on their websites, it is only for the Windows user. Okay. So you have to check it, or if you want, I can check it for yourself.
Sir, you can just check and give me the solution to how you can install on Linux.
All right. Okay. I will find a solution for you. Don't worry.
Just one more thing, sir.
Yes.
Class timing is 9:30, no? So what we are?
No, it's not 9:30, guys. It's 9:50.
9:50. But in
Yes.
the mail, there is 9:30 p.m. is written there.
Oh, they have, I don't know, they have mistaken, maybe.
9:30
But
p.m. is
now
written.
I'm telling you guys, it's 9:50 in the morning, all right? 9:50 in the morning. Anything else?
It's okay, sir.
Yes, you have to think about it for a moment, because 9:50 in PM, that means it's in the night time, okay? And it will take us to around 12:45 in the night, midnight. So is it possible? No, it's
9:30
not
p.m.
possible.
9:30 p.m. is written. So I thought 9:30 a.m. maybe doing.
No, it's not. It's 9:50 AM, okay? I am telling you.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yes, someone has given us the solution for the data size that Geode user can recharge for a certain amount and they will get the certain data. Okay. So it will not be a problem to download the software. And I'm sure the other data pack or other service providers have also this sort of solution, like Airtel and Vodafone, whatever you guys are using. Just make this thing sort out, okay? Make this thing sort out. Just download the software, install the software in your system, because otherwise you will not be able to learn all the things that I am going to share with you. Yes, Ritesh Raj. He has the solution for the Airtel user. Okay, anyway, guys, apart from this, anything else you want to ask? Anything else?
We came to know that there is a WhatsApp group. Do we have any such type of group?
Yeah, I will let you know if there is some sort of WhatsApp group or not. I will let you know. And if there is, I will make sure that every one of you will be added in that group. Okay?
That will be better.
Yeah, that
So
I will
then
help
only
you
we
with
can
that. But
communicate.
right now, I'm not sure about that. Okay. So, guys, one question: how many of you have ever gone through any sort of uh, 3D designing or any sort of analysis on your own or in your colleges? Are you guys even familiar with the drawing section, drawing part, designing part, or either analysis part? Any one of you? Or you guys are, yes, Keshav Nandan, you want to ask anything? Yes, Keshav, you can turn on your mic and say. Okay, so you guys are familiar with the design part. Yeah, some of them are familiar with the AutoCAD, SolidWorks. Good. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. So for the Ansys software was discovered, or you can say was founded by Dr. John Swanson. Okay, he is the director of this company named as Ansys Incorporated. Okay, Dr. John Swanson. The company Ansys Incorporated was founded in 1970. Okay, officially it was founded in 1970, but before 1970 they are also working. They were still working before 1970. The work was being done, but at that time before 1970 they were only focusing on the stress concentration. I hope every one of you are from mechanical department. You all have the connection with the mechanical department, right? Yes, okay. So initially at around 1956, you guys have to check about before 1970, at around 1956 or something, they were focusing on stress concentration. So at that time, it wasn't named as Ansys Incorporated. It was something else. Okay. So Dr. John Swanson was working on this problem, that how to rectify, how to sort out the problem related to stress concentration. Okay. And the stress concentration at that time, whenever some sort of machine or mechanism were being made by any company, by any manufacturing industry, they were facing the problems. They were facing the problems related to stress concentration. Now you guys will ask me that, sir, what is the stress concentration, right? Okay, the first thing is that I want all of you to know that any one of you will have any sort of problem related to my voice. So at that very moment, quickly just let me know in the chat box. I'm not saying that you are facing the problem right now, but if you will face the problem after a few moments or after a few minutes or something, then please let me know immediately. Okay, don't miss anything I have to say. All right. Mangalam, I will share with you my screen. Okay, don't worry. Now you guys can see the screen. Hello, everyone can see the screen, okay? Those of you who are late today, or those of you who don't have the information, who didn't have the information about the timing of the class, so please make sure that this sort of problems you will face only today. All right. And from tomorrow, I want all of you to join at time. It's 9:50 and I don't want any of you to be late. So make sure that from tomorrow, none of you are late. At 9:50, I will start the meeting. At 9:50, I will start the course. Okay. Okay, guys, this is the okay. So I was talking about that ANSYS was found by Dr. John Swanson in 1970. But before 1970, they were still working on the stress concentration issues. Now, how many of you are not familiar with the stress issues and stress concentration issues? How many of you? Hello? No. Okay, so I'm sure that every one of you have gone through the solid mechanics part, right? Every one of you have read solid mechanics, strength of materials. Okay, so in strength of materials, you guys were solving the problems related to beam, like cantilever beams, simply supporting beam, hanging beam, right? All right. So if in that beam, you always try to put down a force with an arrow, using an arrow at any beam, whether it is cantilever or it is simply supported. You always try to show the force direction with an arrow, and you say that you used to say that this force is acting at this point. Let's suppose you have a beam. Now I am going to show you who is doing these sort of things. Okay, so to give you a better closure for what is the stress concentration, I am going to open my pen box and I will show you what you guys were doing in the classes of strength of material. Okay, if any of you is not familiar, please focus here that this sort of work you have done in your BTech career and you will still be doing, I'm not sure. So let's suppose you have something like this box here and you used to say that this is your cantilever beam if it is supported, if it is fixed from one end like this. So this sort of drawing you used to make in your classes, right? Am I right, guys? So you say that this is your cantilever beam and it is fixed from one point. Okay, still the participants are joining. So I don't want any of you to cause this sort of problem from tomorrow, okay? Please make sure that at 9:50, all of you are present here. Okay, so this sort of, this is your cantilever beam. You used to say that it is your cantilever beam, right? Okay, now let's suppose you used to show with an arrow that a force is acting at this point. Let's suppose you used to say that a force is acting at this point. So let me at this end point, okay? At this end point. So this is your point load. You used to say that it's a point load of 1000 Newton, 500 Newton, whatever, it doesn't matter, or in kilonewton, 1, 2, 7, 10 kilonewton. Let's suppose you have said that it is a force, it is a force acting in this direction, okay? So let's suppose it is of 1 kilonewton. 1 kilonewton of force is acting on this point. So if it is a point load, that means all the pressure due to this force were acting is in this point. Every one of you will agree with that? Or any one of you have any sort of questions arising in their mind?
Sir, a screen is not visible, sir.
Remember, guys, this solving in their classes is studying about strength of material, not showing anything on the screen. Oh, okay, wait. I will share you a screen with 1 second. So this is the screen you guys were seeing, right? This screen was visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to share you once again. All right. Wait. Now you guys can see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you can see, this is your beam, right? This beam, everyone is visible. This is visible to everyone. This is
Yes,
visible to
sir.
everyone.
Yes,
Okay. All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
I was talking about that this sort of problems you guys have already faced in their solid mechanics lectures, in their strength of material lectures. Okay, so this sort of work you have already done. Like this is a cantilever beam, and it is a force is applied on this point at one end. Okay, so this force is of one. Let's say for a moment that this force is of 1 kilonewton. It can be of any values. It doesn't matter. The point is that this force is acting on a point. So whenever you say a point, that means there is a point load acting on that beam or on that whatever physical entity you have. Okay. So a point load is acting on that beam. As in this case, a point load is acting on this beam at this end. Let's say this is your section A and this is your section B. So the point load is acting on the end B. Okay. Let me decrease the size of this chat box so that, okay. Okay, so let's say that this point is acting on this force is acting on the point B. Now, you must have remembered that whenever you say that point load is acting, so what do you understand by the point load? Anyone can answer? Can anyone answer about when I say that a point load is acting, what does that actually mean? If I say that a point load is acting, can any one of you answer? If you want to answer with help of chat box, you can do it as well. Or any one of you want to answer, just turn on your mic and please speak loudly. What do you understand when I say a point load is acting?
Sir, the load applied on the point of any body is called a point load.
Yeah, that is a definition for the point load. But what you understand with that? What physical appearance you have in your mind when I say that a point load is acting on a beam? What do you
Total
understand?
actual load concentration is act on a point, sir.
Yes, the one. Who is this?
Ranjan Kumar Sinha, sir.
Okay, Ranjan. Yeah, the word concentration you used, right?
Yes, sir.
Concentration. Okay, so you said that the total load is concentrated at a point, right?
Yes, sir.
So from this point, the concept of point load or concept of stress concentration come into picture at this very point, at this very moment. Okay, when you say that a point load is concentrated, or a load or a force or a pressure is concentrated at a certain point, the stress concentration comes into the picture immediately. Now you know that when you apply a force at anything, whenever you apply a force at anything, whether it is a physical entity of any shape, it doesn't matter, a stress comes into the picture. Every one of you are agree with that whenever you applied a force, you will have to face with the stress issues, right? The stress will generated in that body. Every one of you agree with that?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so that stress which is generated due to this point load, and if this point load is concentrated, when I'm saying the point load, it is already, it's by its name it is already clear that it is acting at a certain point, and the whole force center of mass that someone have already discussed, someone have already put it in the chat box, that whole center of mass or center point of that load is concentrated at a single point, and in this case it is at point B. Now the stress will be concentrated at this point, and whenever the stress is concentrated at this point, I have anything apart from this beam or any certain point, then that means that is the case when I have to start worry about that situation, that whenever a force is applied on a single point, or any force, any external force or internal force is acting at a certain point in any mechanism, in any machinery, whatever you made. Let's suppose there is an industry of CNC machine. They are making CNC machine or semi-automatic lathe machine they are making in their industry. So let's suppose they are making, because CNC machine or semi-automatic lathe machine, it is a combination of mechanisms, right? It is the combination of mechanisms. So they will not want that at any point or at any portion of their machinery, any force is acting at a single point, because it will start raising the problems for their machinery, whether it is a CNC machine or it is a semi-automatic lathe machine or it is something else, it doesn't matter. Whatever machinery or whatever mechanism it is, it doesn't matter. We have to get rid of the problems related to stress concentration. So this sort of problems are actually the problems that they were facing at that time. Dr. John Swanson has led this issue, and he has found that we know nowadays as Ansys tool. So Ansys is a tool. You can say that in software language it is a software, but Ansys is actually a tool to find out all the issues related to analysis, all the issues related to stress concentration, related to thermal analysis, thermal stress concentration. Because as you know, if I say that a force is acting on certain point, there will be a stress. But let's say that I don't have this force here, right here, and let's say that I don't have this force right here. Let me open a new page. Let's say for a moment that I have a beam actually, but I don't have a force, any force. Okay, and I am saying that this beam is fixed. Let's say that this beam is fixed from this end, and there is another entity. You can say that there is another entity or another block here, and these two blocks, let's say that these two blocks are, let's say this is block A and this is block B, and these two blocks are keep this beam, this section of beam in this place, and I am giving the heat to this beam. I am giving the heat to this beam. So I will say that there is a heat flow here. Let me just, there is a heat flow. I will say that there is a heat flow in this beam. Let's suppose this beam is made up of structural steel, or let's suppose it is made up of iron, aluminum, whatever you can assume. So due to this heat flow, the beam will have to face the stress issues, right? The beam will try to expand. Agree, all of you? The
Yes, sir.
dimension of the beam will change, right? Accordingly, whatever the stress, whatever the heat amount you are giving it. Okay. And I am saying that block A and block B is making sure that this beam will not increase its dimension in this direction. Okay. In this longitudinal direction, right? Okay. So now in that case, yes, that's what I am going to say, that in that case, there will be a stress, there also be a stress generation here. And that stress generation is known as your thermal stress. Okay, thermal stress. So stress doesn't mean only that mechanical stress, it can be of thermal stress. Okay. And as you know, when we get tensionalized, when we are in so much tension, so there is also a stress going on in our mind, right? So stress has a different forms in this physical, in this materialistic world. All right. So stress is a very big issue actually in any materialistic property, in any materialistic entity. There is a problem of stress. They have to go through the problem of stress. So everywhere, whenever you will talk about a physical entity, they somehow in any ways, they are facing the problem or issues related to stress. Okay, so stress is a very big issue nowadays, whether it is in the materialistic world or whether it is in the related to human mind or related to our work. Okay. So this sort of problems they were facing actually at that time. So Dr. John Swanson found a way that how to resolve this issue, how to decrease, how to analyze the stress concentration issues, how to analyze that before making the actual machinery. Because in conventional times, when there were no analysis tool were introduced by any of the industry, they were actually doing what they were doing. Because can any of one of you tell me how they were doing the analysis part if there were no Ansys? Because there were industry before the Ansys tool, before the Ansys company, there were still, the market were still producing the products, the machinery were being made. So how they were? Okay, so Prithvi Raj, by making prototype, yes, by making prototype, or you can say that model as well. Okay, so in that prototype, they were used to perform the all sort of analysis. They used to the model or the prototype had to go through all the physical conditions to rectify that they are, or that this machinery or anything it is, any machinery it is suitable to the working condition, to the working environment. So in that procedure, in that method, there was a problem, like they have to make a physical model, or they have to make a physical prototype. And what happened is that they lose their times, or they lose their money, because when you are making something physically, and you want it to get waste, because whenever you are trying to do any sort of analysis in any of your product that you have made, or it is being produced in your company or in your industry, and you are doing analysis on it, that means trying to you are trying to put your money. So the money investment were also there. So it was also an issue, because the manufacturing costs were so high because of that. Because whatever company were producing anything mechanically, or it can be not mechanically, but whatever product they were producing at that time. So the costing of these analyses were involved in the product. So the end user had to go through all that. So the company that was producing anything, any machinery, the end user, or you can say the buyer, like us, whoever using the product, who will use the product, they had to go through all the costing related to analysis also. Because any company or any industry always make sure that whatever cost whatever cost there are included in any of the mechanism or any of the products, they will make sure that they don't have to go through all the loss part. Okay, so end user, or you can say the customer or buyer, they had to go through all this. So the cost of the product were so high at that time. But nowadays, what happens? Before making anything, we analyze on that, we perform the analysis on that, and before making it physically, we found out that there will be any sort of problem or not. Whatever the condition, whatever the environment condition is, according to that condition, whether our product will sustain that environmental condition or not, or the given condition or not. Let's suppose I have a okay. Akshay Sharma, why you are so late? You didn't have the information about the class? So talking about the Ansys company, the company start to increase day by day by 10% to 20% in their revenue, related to their revenue. So let me ask you one question. So what do you think, on what principle Ansys actually is working? Because I will share with you that one also. But let me know first that any one of you is familiar with on what principle Ansys is actually working. Any one of you can. So this was the whole story behind the Ansys and the company, what problems they were facing. Okay, so any one of you can tell me that what? Yes, Anupam Kumar. Okay, finite element analysis. Yes, it was the principle that it is working on that principle. It was the actual. Okay, anything else apart from this? What is Ansys? Can any one of you, because you guys had the information about that this will be going to be a Ansys class, right? So I'm sure some of you have already studied about what is Ansys, on what principle it is working, or what is the physical need of this software. to analyze the material, right? Anything else? Okay, so you do have the knowledge about the CAD, computer aided design, right? So what is, in which category ANSYS comes? Let's suppose I have, okay, I am giving you hint. Let's suppose I have CAD, computer aided designing tool. Okay, computer aided designing tool like SolidWorks, like CATIA. Okay, and I have computer aided manufacturing like CNC machining. Okay, and now I have computer aided engineering. Okay, so in which category ANSYS lies? Can any one of you answer? Yes, not CFD, it's CAE. Anupam, it's not CFD. Yes, it's CAE, computer aided engineering. Okay, because let me tell you one thing, that when you say engineering, so make sure in deep portion of your mind that engineering doesn't mean only to become a part of any company and you are doing your job, whatever job you have you will be given by the company owner or your manager, whatever under which under whose position you are working, it doesn't matter. But whenever you say that you're an engineer, that means that very word which is connected to your name, engineering, is related to producing, is related to inventing, is related to making things working as the way you want. That means that is the actual meaning of engineering. Okay, so computer aided engineering, that means you're using the computer without producing any physical entity, without doing any sort of physical analysis, any sort of experimental work related using the computer. Okay, you are doing engineering, that means you are creating something. And after creation, let's suppose you have created, that means you have an idea, you have made a drawing on the sketch, on the paper using the sketch, and then with the help of that drawing you have created a 3D model in any CAD software tool. Okay, after that you have analyzed that model in every way, you have analyzed it. Let's suppose you have made a car model, you have made a car body, let's suppose, and you have sketched a car model, and after that you have designed that car body on CATIA. Let's suppose you have designed the structure of that car body on CATIA, and after that you have analyzed of that car body, you have analyzed it on the ANSYS software. Okay, the first you have done is your CAD part. After that you can come on the platform CAE, computer aided engineering, and you analyzed about the dynamics, the motion, the air drags, okay, and all aerodynamics. You have analyzed about the aerodynamics of that car body, because you know that whenever a car body is made, there is aerodynamics is involved in that design. Okay, so all that part, all the engineering part is done on the ANSYS software. So you guys are little familiar. Now you guys are familiar with what we are going to do on the ANSYS. We are going to analyze everything about any product before manufacturing it, before producing it, so that how will it help us? It will save our time, it will save our money, the costing involved producing anything. Let's suppose any one of you in the future, in the upcoming future, let's say that you are going to open your own industry, your own manufacturing sector. It can be possible, it's not a big deal. It's not impossible. I cannot say that it is impossible. It can be possible. Okay, let's suppose you have an idea about that in your mind. So you have to understand about how you are going to do all that. So ANSYS is going to lead you through that. Okay. And as you know, ANSYS is not actually free. It is a licensed software. Let's suppose you are now a student. So you will be studying with the free version of the ANSYS because the ANSYS company have made it free for the student. Okay. But when you are working in an industry, or you have started your own industry, then you have to purchase the license of the ANSYS software. It will not be available for free today. Okay, so now I am going to talk about in detail about the ANSYS workbench. Okay, so ANSYS is a tool and ANSYS workbench is the environment, is the platform where you are going to study about the how ANSYS is actually working. All right, so every one of you are able to see the screen. The screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Okay. So the introduction part, I'm sure that I have given an enough introduction. If any one of you want more than this, then let me know. I will explain more than this. Otherwise, you can find out the introductory part at anywhere, wherever you want. If you want from my side, I will give you the PDF of the books. Okay, so that you will study about that. And let's proceed further. Okay, so in this course, there will be no hard copy, Keshav Nandan, because I am the person that motivates the concepts that save paper. So I will not be doing anything on hard copy. Okay, it will be only on soft copy, whatever you want. Okay, yes, because hard copy is the paper, you will, this piece of paper, it will not remain with you always, but the soft copy will remain with you always when however you want, how many years you want, depends upon you. But hard copy, you cannot 100% make sure that this hard copy, this piece of paper will be with you. Okay. All right. So I am moving further, guys. So as you can see here, what we are going to study in this course. Okay. What we are going to study about. Any one of you want to answer? Because the certain points are on the screen. You guys, I am sure all of you are able to see the screen. So actually the basic concept is we are going to understand about the finite element analysis. Okay. There is so many points that like types of analysis what we are going to do. So these things are not that much important. The important thing is we are going to understand about the finite element analysis because ANSYS is a tool which is working on the principle of finite element analysis. Now one of you can ask that, sir, what is finite element analysis? So any one of you have any sort of information related to finite element analysis, please turn on your mic and let me know that what do you guys know about finite element analysis. Okay, now turn your mic and say one by one what the idea you have about the finite element analysis, because I am not sure that you guys have studied about the CAD CAM software. You have studied or you have not?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, we are studied numerical mathematics in our BTech course. So
Okay.
so we are using numerical mathematics concepts in this finite element analysis.
So every one of you are from BTech background, right? None of you are from diploma.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have studied about CAD/CAM subject. There is a subject in the BTech career named as CAD/CAM, Computer Aided Manufacturing and Computer Aided Design. So any one of you have not studied about the CAD/CAM? Not studied? Okay, no.
Yes, sir.
You, which
Basic.
semester you guys are now right now? All of
Sixth
you
semester,
are
sir.
passed out, or some of you are still in the BTech?
Or 6 semesters.
Okay, or you guys are studying. Okay, so you will be studying about that. I think in the final year, you will be introduced with a subject named as CAD/CAM, and in that subject, you will come to know that a vast world of CAD/CAM, what the CAD/CAM is. So at that time, you will be studying about a lot of things about related to computer aided design and manufacturing. So let me give you a brief introduction about finite element analysis. Let me give you a brief introduction. Let's suppose, okay, so before giving it theoretically, let me show you practically. Okay, I will not talk theoretically now. I will show you practically, physically, what is meant by finite element analysis. Okay, because it is so boring when you keep listening to a theoretical verbal voice. It is so boring. You will not be able to concentrate on the things that I am saying. Okay, so for that, let me open my Ansys software. So just wait for a moment. I am opening the Ansys workbench, right? So this is the introduction part of the Ansys software. It is now opening. Okay. Okay, as you can see, this is the window of the Ansys workbench. Okay, and this is the exact platform that we will be working for the next training sessions here. So I will give the introduction about everything available, everything that is visible here or that is not visible here. I will talk about everything in very detail. So you guys need not to worry about that. Right now, I just want to show you guys that how a finite element analysis actually works. Okay. So don't ask me about anything here because I'll be talking about these things in the later session after a certain minutes. Okay. So just I'm going to start something and will show you that how a finite element analysis actually works and what is meant by finite element analysis. So for that, let me first make something, a geometry, to show you guys that what is mean by finite element analysis. Okay. Okay, so every one of you have studied about the mechanical vibrations subject, and I'm sure that every one of you have heard about the stiffness matrix. Stiffness matrix, guys.
Yes,
Any one
sir.
of you who have not studied about stiffness matrix? No, I don't think that any one of you will not be able to tell me that they don't know about the stiffness matrix, because in the mechanical vibration subject or in the soil mechanics also, or in the heat transfer or heat transfer subject, you must have heard somehow in any way about the stiffness matrix. So I will explain about it in the later sessions, what a stiffness matrix is actually. But first, let me show you what is finite element analysis. So for that, I am just making a geometry here. I am just making a geometry, and I'm just increasing the dimension. So for that, let's suppose this beam is of 60 meter length. Let's suppose I am making a beam here, and I am saying that this beam is of 60 meter length. As you can see, everyone is this is visible to everyone. This is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So I have made a beam. Let's suppose this beam is of 60 meter length. Okay. So don't focus on the design. This is design modeler actually. I will talk about it later, what this is and how to design on this. I will teach you guys everything, how to design on the Ansys as well, because Ansys do have a design environment where you can design a 3D or 2D related to your needs. Okay, so this is my beam, and now I'm going to show you so that you will have a better understanding about the finite element analysis. So what do you understand by finite word? Every one of you are familiar with the finite word. Infinite, finite, difference between infinite and finite. So all of you are familiar with the finite word. Finite word. Okay. Yes. Finite means which is not infinite. Simple. Finite means which is limited. The thing which is limited. I'm not talking about dimension. Leave the dimension portion or leave the unit system apart from this topic. Leave it. I am saying that I have a finite number of things. That means I have a limited number of limited things. It's not infinite. Finite means it's not infinite. That's it. It is limited. After a certain period of time, something will end, or whatever I have, whatever product I have, it will end. That means finite. I have a finite resources. Or when I say I have infinite resources, that means I have something which is not going to finish, okay, that means infinite. But I am saying the word is saying as finite. Okay, finite. Now the second word is, jump to the second word. Tell me what the element means. Tell me about what the element means. Tell me, what do you understand by element? Anyone, anything, whatever is in your mind related to element. What do you understand by element? In 9th, 10th periodic
Any
table.
part of any machine.
Yes. Okay. So I was expecting that one of you will say that yes sir, I have studied about the elements in the periodic table, right? In the first chapter of your chemistry. Okay. So any part, exactly, any part of your any machinery, you can call it as an element. And element can also be described as, let's suppose I have drawn something on the paint box. So I am saying this one as an element. I can say this one as an element of my drawing. Okay. So entity, element, attributes, these are the words we use to describe our CAD design. Okay. So element, entity, attributes, these are all the words that we will use when we are describing our geometry. Okay, clear? Okay, so we have known that finite, what finite means, what element means. Now tell me analysis. What do you understand by the word analysis? Tell me. Analysis word. Any one of you can turn on your mic. Just simply say anything you have in your mind related to word analysis.
Predict material behavior, sir.
Yes.
For
Okay.
example, stress strain analysis.
No, it can be of anything, any analysis.
Yes.
It doesn't only now the Ansys software is not limited to stress concentration. Focus on this one, guys. Ansys software, which is an analysis software, analysis tool, it's not limited. It's not limited only for a stress analysis or a strain analysis. They have the countless number of analysis available on the tool. Okay, so it's not limited now. Okay, so analysis. Yes, no, I'm not saying to describe it. I'm just saying that what do you understand by the word analysis? Simple, but I want you, all of you to make it very simple. Whenever I ask you any question, just make it very simple. I'm just asking what the word analysis means actually. That's it. Finish.
So to judge
Yes,
anything.
of course. To judge or to observe the behavior of any mechanism. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Of course. On the application of any environment condition, how my machinery or my mechanism or whatever I have, it can be anything. Let's suppose you have a wallet in your back pocket. That wallet is made up of a leather. Let's suppose it's a leather wallet. Okay, now you will open that wallet how many times a day? Countless times a day. Let's suppose you will open your wallet like 100 times a day. So you will open that wallet. Okay, let's suppose, don't talk about the wallet. You have the mobile phone, the cell phone in your pocket. You will pick up your phone. You will grab your phone how many times a day? So you are going to push the power button on, off, on, off, on, off countless times, right? Now in this condition, like let's say the 1,000 times I push my power button of my smartphone, 1,000 times a day. So that power button, now in this condition, 1,000 times a day, in this condition, that I am using that power button 1,000 times a day. Now my power button, in how many days that power button will stop working? That is the condition. That means analysis. Okay, to observe the things, to observe the behavior of any mechanism, or it can be mechanism or it can be a single product. It can made up of single entity. Okay, got it? So we have break the word finite element analysis. Finite, we have understood about that. Element means a part of any machinery, a part of any mechanism, okay, or a piece of any mechanism. And analysis means to observe. Now let's see how it actually looks like. So this is the exact beam that we have made, right? This beam is of 60-meter length. All right, guys. So now I am going to break this beam in number of elements, because I don't have the mechanism. I have only a single beam. I don't have the mechanism. You guys have the understanding about the mechanism, right? When we say mechanism, that means, tell me, what do you understand when we say mechanism?
Any processor.
What do you understand by mechanism? If I am saying that I have a mechanism for anything, for any work, so what do you understand by that? Any one of you, just ask me clearly. Okay,
Any idea?
Okay, wait, guys. First, let me know those of you who are not uh, familiar with the language that I am speaking, who have the problem speaking English or understanding English, so that I will use Hindi if you want, and English, whatever language, because I want you guys to grab the things that I have to say. आप लोग चाह रहे हो कि मैं किसी और लैंग्वेज में बात करूं, किसी और को कोई प्रॉब्लम है मी स्पीकिंग इंग्लिश?
Sir, both.
Okay, both. All right, guys. So I am saying what I was saying. Okay, I was asking you guys about the mechanism, right? So कोई बता सकता है mechanism का मतलब क्या है? What do you guys understand when I say mechanism?
Step by step हम लोग क्या करते हैं सर?
Sir, the part of machine performing a particular working is called mechanism.
No, not the part of machine. It is the complete machine. That is called as your mechanism. Okay,
Means,
because you want your
combination
job
of-
done. Let's suppose you want your job done. End result will be what? What you will be wanting with your machine. आप अपनी मशीन से क्या? Let's suppose you have a washing machine. है ना, washing machine है आपके पास.
Yes, sir.
अब अगर वो कपड़ा ही वॉश नहीं कर पा रही है, that means that machine is failed.
Finish failure.
Right? Am I right?
A system of parts working together in a machine.
Yes, you can say that as well. Okay. So mechanism means it is a set of, it is a combination of what? Lever, you can say leverage. Okay, it is a set of performances, actions, and the whole is acting together. Okay, accordingly, simultaneously, and they are performing some particular operation for you, for the end user, what they want actually. So this is called as your mechanism. Okay, but
Yes.
I don't have a mechanism here. I have a rectangular beam. That's it. I don't have a mechanism. What I'm going to do with this rectangular beam? Can any of you answer what I'm going to do with this beam? 60 meter in length. Surely I will apply this. I will use it as a beam. I will use it as a pillar, right? To support something. Anything else I can do with this? जब तक मैं इस बीम की फिजिकल स्ट्रक्चर को चेंज नहीं करूंगा.
In the class and I'm attending it. Yeah. No. The teacher is teaching us. हाँ सर पढ़ा रहे हैं वही देखो आवाज सुनो.
Guys, Keshav Nandan, you want to ask anything? Keshav,
No, sir.
you have raised your hand. And turn off your mic. Guys, whoever have their mic turned on, just turn off your mic, okay? Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, anything else? Anyone have a query?
No, sir.
Ravi. Okay. So I was saying कि जब तक मैं इस बीम की फिजिकल कंडीशन को यानी इस बीम की ज्योमेट्री को चेंज नहीं करूंगा, what I am going to do with this beam, right? I don't have a use of this. Whether I will use it as a beam to support any housing. Let's suppose I am making a tent. Let's suppose this is a beam not made up of any heavy material. Let's suppose it's a wood beam. Okay. किसी पेड़ की लकड़ी का ये बना हुआ बीम है, तो मैं इसे या तो एक बीम की तरह यूज करूंगा या मैं इसे एक पिलर की तरह यूज करूंगा टू सपोर्ट समथिंग, टू सपोर्ट लेट्स से टू सपोर्ट अ टेंट, लेट्स से.
में सर
यस
सर आपने इसका मतलब आपने कहा कि इसको मतलब यूज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन सर इसमें इसका स्ट्रेंथ तो डिफाइन नहीं किया, मतलब इसका स्ट्रेंथ क्या हुआ, टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ कितना हुआ, सर इसको यूज कैसे करेंगे सर उसको मतलब
नहीं उतनी. No, right now wait, because I have not talked about the whole Ansys. So you guys make sure that you don't have, or either I don't have any information related to tensile stress, related to concentration. I don't know anything. Because why? Because I have not studied about the Ansys yet. So I don't know anything. So I will not talk in that detail. Okay. In that practicality, I will not go there because I don't have the knowledge about that right now. But right now, I am just a general person. Okay. I want to use this beam. So this beam is only be used as a beam or as a pillar right now. This is my understanding. I have no knowledge about ANSYS right now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to break this beam in number of pieces. So the word in FEA, element, that element, I will give you a better understanding about that. What is element means in the description of finite element analysis. So don't go on the details of what I am doing right now. I will talk about these things later.
Sir,
As you can see, this beam is, yes, anyone have anything to ask?
sir, again, and so the phenomena of the structure to mesh, how to generate this mesh condition.
Oh, don't go on that. I will talk about these things later. Patience, have patience. Who is this?
Ranjan Kumar, sir. Ranjan Kumar, sir.
Ranjan, I told you that these things I will talk about in later sessions. So have patience. Walk with me, okay?
Okay,
Don't
okay,
move
sir.
further.
Okay,
Don't
sir. Okay,
try
sir.
to, yeah, move forward, leaving me behind as well.
Okay.
Okay, just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. After the end of this training session, I will make sure, and I can guarantee you that there will be nothing that you will not be able to analyze. Trust me. But you have to walk with me. You have to do as I say, and you have to have some patience.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Ask questions. Any questions comes in your mind, just ask it. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Question is free, no cost. You can ask anything you want. Okay, so I have converted actually, as you can see, these are the cross section of the beams. Okay, these are the cross section. So you will say, sir, what is this? What geometry is this? Maybe some of you are aware of what I have done right here. Maybe some of you are aware of the performance I have just did. Okay, maybe, but maybe some of you are not aware of what I am doing, not have seen like this before, anything like this before. So let me show you that this is actually a beam. This beam I have converted it into number of pieces. Do you understand my word? I have converted this beam into number of pieces. So to show you that what I have to do, I have right now, मैंने अपनी इस बीम को, आपने देखा होगा क्रॉस सेक्शन से एक वायर फ्रेम बनाया और मैंने अपनी इस बीम को क्या किया, दो पीसेस में कट कर दिया, राइट? नाउ टू शो यू गाइज एक्चुअली दैट what I have done, ये जो क्रॉस सेक्शन आपको दिख रहे हैं, ये जो वायर फ्रेम दिख रहा है आपको ब्लैक ब्लैक, एक्चुअली ये क्या है, टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड विद दैट. तो आपको अब ये कुछ दिख रहा है, ऐसा ब्लॉक जैसा कुछ दिख रहा है, स्क्वायर ब्लॉक, क्यूबिक ब्लॉक दिख रहा है आप लोगों को गाइस? टेल मी, just any one of you just say that
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
here what I have done, this 60 meter of beam, this length of this beam was 60 meter. I converted this beam into number of pieces, and that pieces is your this cubic. Because you guys have studied about the lattice and these unit cells in your chemistry, in your atomic structure chapter, about the lattice, about the atomic structure. Remember guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How a unit cell forms the lattice. Yes, and that
Yes, sir.
that
Yes.
combination of lattice made a physical entity. Okay. Yes. So let's suppose I have a unit cell. This cube is my unit cell of this complete beam. Now I have converted this beam into number of pieces. So this part is known as your finite element. That means कि मैंने अपनी बीम को फाइनाइट एलिमेंट में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. फाइनाइट क्यों बोल रहा हूं? क्योंकि ये लिमिटेड है. ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने इनफाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स में कन्वर्ट कर दिया जिसको मैं गिन नहीं सकता हूं. नो, I have converted it into finite number of pieces, right? and that number of pieces, if मैं अगर इस चीज की टेक्निकलिटी पे जाऊं तो जो एलिमेंट्स मैंने क्रिएट किए हैं एक्चुअली में, जो मैंने इस बीम को टुकड़े किए हैं वो बहुत कम है वैसे एंसिस की लैंग्वेज में, दैट इज 240, राइट गाइस। तो मैंने अपनी इस बीम को, आप यहाँ देख सकते हो, अगर मैं दिखाऊं आपको, ये देखो एलिमेंट इज 240, दैट मीन्स कि मैंने अपनी इस बीम को क्या किया, 240 pieces में I have break it, okay? So this word is known as your element, creation of element, finite element, okay? Now what ANSYS actually does, ANSYS क्या करता है guys, पूरी बीम पे अभी मैं एनालिसिस करूंगा तो ANSYS पूरी बीम पे एनालिसिस नहीं करेगा, no, it will not perform analysis on the complete portion of the beam. It will analyze only a portion of beam. That means a unit cell. That means an element like this. Look, this cubic portion. ANSYS क्या करेगा, इस cubic portion पे analysis करेगा, ठीक है, और फिर इसके रिजल्ट को मैट्रिक्स के थ्रू, जो कि आप लोग न्यूमेरिकल मेथड में पढ़ोगे या आपने मैथमेटिक्स में न्यूमेरिकल मेथड के बारे में पढ़ा होगा, ठीक है। तो ये क्या करता है, आप सॉलिड मैकेनिक्स में या आगे पढ़ोगे तो आपने पढ़ा होगा, या शायद कुछ लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा और कुछ लोग आप पढ़ेंगे मे बी, कि क्या करता है, ये क्या करता है कि न्यूमेरिकल मेथड यूज करता है। इन न्यूमेरिकल मेथड व्हाट हैपेंस, आई विल शो यू एन एग्जांपल रिलेटेड टू न्यूमेरिकल मेथड जस्ट आफ्टर अ फ्यू मोमेंट्स, कि ये किसी पर्टिकुलर पोर्शन पे एनालिसिस करेगा, यानी कि लेट्स सपोज इस पोर्शन पे ये एनालिसिस कर रहा है इस एलिमेंट पे, और एनालिसिस करने के बाद इन सारे रिजल्ट को ये क्या करेगा, इंटीग्रेट करेगा यूजिंग अ इंटीग्रेशन मेथड, यूजिंग अ मैट्रिक्स, और ये हर एक बीम के लिए, हर एक एलिमेंट के लिए एक इक्वेशन लिखेगा, और उन कंप्लीट इक्वेशन को वो क्या करता है, रिजॉल्व करता है।
Excuse me, sir.
तो आप लोगों को पता होगा कि किसी प्रोसीजर टू सॉल्व, यू कैन सॉल्व इट यूजिंग योर मैट्रिक्स। एवरी वन ऑफ यू आर अवेयर ऑफ मैट्रिक्स यूजेज guys, every one of you are aware of solving an equation using the matrix,
Yes, sir.
right? Because it
Yes,
may
sir.
be in your first
Yes, sir. Yes,
semester
sir.
of your BTech, right? Solving the equations using the matrix method, okay? So what ANSYS does actually, it solves the, okay, some of you are putting something in the chat box, let me see it. Okay, yes, all right, yeah, because it was in the first semester, if I'm not wrong. Every one of you have already studied about this in your first semester of your
हाँ
BTech.
सर,
Yes, solving any equation using your matrix method, and matrix method is very easy comparing to the your analytical method.
sir.
If I am talking about the complex equations like 3-degree equations,
Hello,
then
sir.
matrix method is easy. Yeah, yes.
ये हर एलिमेंट के लिए मैट्रिक्स इक्वेशन लगेगा क्या सर?
Yes, it will create an equation for each and every element that you have generated, and then it will convert that equations into the matrix form, and after the matrix form, the solver, which we call in technical language, we call it as a solver. In ANSYS language, the software is solving our problem, so we call it as a solver part, okay? Solver, which is solving the problem, okay? So the solver, what solver does is, it will grab all the equation and it will convert all these equations into the matrix form, and then after the matrix form, it will solve the matrix and find the result, and after that it will club all the results and it will give you a complete beam result. In this case, let's suppose I have this beam right here, so it will give me a complete result, how this beam is going to behave, in any environmental condition, whether I am applying a force in here in the longitudinal direction, okay, it doesn't matter. Let's suppose I have applied a force in the vertical direction in here, or in the longitudinal direction in here. It doesn't matter how this beam is going to behave, the solver will give me the result. So as you can see, this is the solution tab here. Everyone is able to see this solution?
Excuse me sir, I have
Yeah.
doubt.
Yes, tell me,
सर
who is this?
इसको जो आपने क्रॉस सेक्शन कट किया तो अलग अलग क्रॉस सेक्शन के लिए अलग अलग टाइप के क्यूब्स बनेंगे, जो क्यूब्स का साइज मतलब क्यूब्स का नंबर बदल सकता है।
यस ऑफ कोर्स, ये तो सिंपल डिजाइन थी मेरे पास, तो इसीलिए इसमें क्या हुआ, सारे सिमिलर ज्योमेट्री मिल गए मुझे। बट ऐसा हो सकता है कभी कभी कि आपके एक से ज्यादा टाइप की, जैसे कि इस बीम में मैंने कन्वर्ट किया है तो सिर्फ क्यूब आया है। हो सकता है कि आप कहीं पे आप करो ऐसा एलिमेंट कन्वर्जन तो आपको टेट्राहेड्रल एलिमेंट भी मिले, क्यूबिक भी मिल जाए, और भी बहुत सारे एलिमेंट होते हैं, टेट 10 होता है, वेज होता है, ठीक है, बहुत सारे एलिमेंट्स होते हैं। मैं सब बताऊंगा आप लोगों को आगे सेशंस में क्या क्या होते हैं इसके अंदर।
वन और कंफ्यूजन सर,
यस,
जो वॉल्यूम जो हमने क्रॉस सेक्शन को कट किया और जो वॉल्यूम बचा हुआ था हमारा बीम का, और जो अभी जो वॉल्यूम दिख रहा है वो दोनों वॉल्यूम सेम है?
नो वी कैन नॉट से आई हैव कट इट रैंडमली, आई हैव कट इट रैंडमली।
कट करने के बाद जो वॉल्यूम अभी जो क्यूब के फॉर्म में दिख रहा है सर,
यस,
और जो कट के पहले जो था, मैं कट के जस्ट एक शेप था और उसको आपने कन्वर्ट किया क्यूबिक फॉर्म में, छोटे छोटे फॉर्म में।
यस यस,
दोनों का वॉल्यूम सेम है?
जो ये क्यूब है यहाँ पे,
यस सर।
और एवरी क्यूब, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एवरी क्यूब?
ऑल ओवरऑल क्यूब?
Yes, this cube, all the cubes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everything is similar.
No, sir, you will
Because
not understand my question.
yeah,
नहीं
you
सर,
are.
इसके कहने का मतलब है सर
Yes.
कि पहले वाला जो आप क्यूब लिए थे ना सर, उसका वॉल्यूम और अभी जो
Okay.
आप काटे हैं उसका वॉल्यूम क्या सेम होगा सर? यही से पूछ रहा है।
जो मैंने काट के हटा दिया, जो पोर्शन नहीं दिख रहा है,
हाँ यही पूछ रहा है सर।
No, no.
वही तो मैंने कहा ना, it can be similar, it can be same or it
Sir,
cannot
they
be
asking
similar.
about each element that you are saying.
Yes, yes, yes. जो मैंने काट के हटा दिया ना, उनके भी क्यूब का वॉल्यूम सेम होगा जो इनके क्यूब का वॉल्यूम है। Okay. All right.
Oh, yes sir.
Yes. All right. Anything else? But don't go on this technicality. I will talk about this later in very detail. Okay, so don't rush. Okay, ask about related to the things that I have just shared with you. Okay, don't rush.
Sir, the matrix solution will be shown automatically in the
Yes, what?
that you told that the solution will be shown in the matrix form
Yes.
for each element.
Yes.
They will be in front of.
No, no, no. You will not be able to see the solver part. That's the magic trick in your Ansys workbench. Okay. You will
Yes,
not
sir.
be able to see the matrix, how it is solving all that. It will here, right here, as you can see, this is your solution information. This is your solution. Okay. So as I solve it, all the necessary information will be here. You can see it here in your solution. This is called as solver.
Can I see that? Can I see the all solution?
Well, right now I don't have the idea whether you can see or you cannot. Let's see when we will perform some analysis. Then we will see that whether in the solution we are able to see the result, or whether you are able to see the procedure or not.
Sir.
Yes.
And whenever you want to correct some calculation, then?
Yes, yes, yes. You can correct it. Everything will happen according to you. Nothing will happen according to the software. Whatever will happen, it will happen according to you. Whatever information you will give it here, it will solve accordingly. It will not do anything on its own. Okay. So this is your condition part. I will show you how to put up the conditions, how to change the conditions. Okay. Anything else? Anything till now that I have talked about? Anything you want to know about Ansys? I have not talked about any details. I know yet some of you are able to familiar with the Ansys software, maybe not fully but partially. But don't rush. I will talk about these things in very detail. Anything till now that I have shared with you till now? Any questions you guys have?
फर्स्ट टाइम पढ़ रहे हैं सर.
Okay. So anything else you want to ask? Okay. All right. So this is your element conversion. So what ANSYS does is ANSYS converts your complete section of beam into number of pieces. That conversion into number of pieces is called as your elements. You have converted your beam into number of elements. Okay. Now, analysis part. ANSYS analyze one single element and it converge all the results, and then it gives you a result for your particular model or particular. In this case, I have a section of beam. So let's say ANSYS have given me the result related to the beam section. Okay. So this is how element analysis is being done on the ANSYS to give you a better understanding, to make you understand better. I have used the software part. Now, so these things you are familiar of, that what is CAE, right? Computer aided engineering. ANSYS is working on that principle, computer aided engineering. So if you guys want to tell me anything else apart from this about CAE that I don't know about, anything else about CAE?
Sir, advantage and limitations.
Yes, tell me what is the what is the benefits of CAE softwares? Like ANSYS is also one of them. It is a CAE software. Tell me. So this is the info, very brief introduction about what CAE actually is. ANSYS. Okay, computer aided engineering. Okay, you can see here. Anything else you have in your mind that I don't know about CAE? Anyone want to share with me? Guys, I can see that only few students. Trust me, I will not get angry when you ask the question. Trust me. Whatever question you have in your mind, just put it up. Ask me. Get involved with me, okay? It is very important that you guys involved with me. I can see that only 2 or 3 people are responding, and the rest, I can say that 37 attendees are here.
Hello,
Okay,
sir.
38.
What is the optimization of product?
Optimization of product. Okay, optimization in what way? What way you are talking about optimization? What? Yeah, you have used the word optimization. In what way you think that something is optimizing? In what way? Okay, I will ask, because guys, listen. I want all of you listen one more time. I want all of you to get involved. Okay. Amarjeet Kumar, you want to say something? Amarjeet, are you here?
Optimization means to increase the product life here.
Okay, optimal. Chandan Kumar, you have raised your hand. You want to ask anything?
By mistake, sir, nothing.
Okay, you just lower your hand. Okay. Yeah, who have given the answer right now, just now? Something about
Me, sir,
optimization?
Mangalam.
Okay, Mangalam. Yeah, Ankit, you want to say something?
Hello, sir. Optimization means better use of anything.
Yes, or you can say in general language that better. Let's suppose I am saying that you have like in this lockdown period, you had your 2 or 3 months holidays, right? Let's suppose maybe some of you have not found that free time, maybe. But let's suppose you have your, so how many of you have actually utilized this that time in a better way, right? So we can say that optimization of your working habits, okay, or utilization of your time.
Yes, sir.
So any one of you have any idea or any information related to CAE which is not mentioned here? Anything you guys want to share related to CAE? Because today is the introduction part. I will talk about every thing like advantage, disadvantage. Okay.
Sir, can cost optimization can be done by CAE, sir?
What? Cost
optimization.
Cross optimization.
Cost
optimization.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is all, everything is we are doing, or any industry, any mechanical industry will do any sort of analysis. The cost optimization is involved in it. Trust me. If they are saying that they are not caring about the prices, they are not caring about the costing, then that means they are lying. वो झूठ बोल रहे हैं. Cost optimization is there. It is there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So what is CFD?
What?
What is CFD?
Okay, CFD. Well, it's out of the course. Well, CFD. Let me give you a brief introduction about CFD. CFD means actually a computational fluid dynamics. That means
Fluid dynamics is.
Yes, but fluid dynamics is not involved in this course. We are doing Ansys workbench, and CFD is a very different area. But let me give you introduction about CFD. Whenever we study about behavior of fluids, okay, it can be any fluid, it can be air, water, nitrogen liquid, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Behavior studying about the behavior of fluid comes under the CFD portion, computational fluid dynamics.
Fluid dynamics.
Yes. So I am asking the question related to CAE. Nobody has answered. Any information, any idea you guys want to give me?
Sir, CAE optimizes our time.
Yes, it optimizes our time. Good. Anything else? Anyone else? Involved, guys, involved. Tell me something. What is in your mind? Okay, nobody will answer. All right. So I will leave it there. Okay, as you can see in your little bit of brief introduction about manufacturing, to it is talking about manufacturing tools and all, like how will you understand?
Through CAE, we know the product life.
Yes, through CAE, we will be able to understand the life of the product, that, and we can talk about in detail also, or we can say in general, that in general overview, that how many years or how many months a particular thing, a particular mechanism, a machinery is going to sustain, is going to work properly in the given environmental condition. That is your CAE. It will analyze everything before producing anything. Okay, it will analyze every aspect before producing that machinery, that piece of or that part of your any machinery. You can say that, let's suppose you have a piston. Let's suppose you have a piston and you want to analyze the stresses that that piston will go through. Or let's suppose you have a geometry, a mechanism, a structural mechanism, which is going through. Let's suppose you have your you have an almirah, a bookshelf in your house, and that bookshelf is going through a constant load of books that you have put it there. So how many in how many years that bookshelf will decay, okay, will stop working, will break, will fail. Whatever language you can use, whatever word you want, you can use here. So that is the whole idea of CAE. Before failing anything or before producing anything, we analyze every aspect of that product. Okay, so there is everything involved, like what will be the environmental conditions, what kind of forces will be acting on that machine, on that part, on that product, or whatever kind of environmental, what is the environmental, the whole environmental condition is like, how, what is the temperature, what is the moisture there, what is the heat, what types of heat is flowing in that particular environment. Is the heat amount is very high, so that the part is absorbing all the heats and all. ठीक है, तो इस तरह की चीजें you will say that it comes under the Rajiv Kumar Gupta. Yes, Rajiv, say, you want to say something?
सर CAE जो मतलब ये है, तो उसमें मतलब एरर भी आता है कुछ?
या एरर आता है,
जैसे मतलब टेम्परेचर, जो इन्वायरमेंट का टेम्परेचर है कुछ, उसमें हम अगर इस पे टेस्टिंग करने के बाद फिर उसको हम प्रोटोटाइप पे, क्या प्रोटोटाइप बनाने की जरूरत होती है इस पे टेस्टिंग के बाद से?
नहीं, ये जरूरी नहीं होती है, बट स्टिल कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज हैं जो CAE पे एनालाइज करने के बाद भी प्रोटोटाइप बनाते हैं और उनके ऊपर भी एनालिसिस होती है. जैसे कि टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल,
यस सर,
let's suppose any automobile industry, let's suppose a car making industry, let's suppose nowadays Tesla cars are very famous. Tesla cars, they are making the electric vehicle, Tesla industry. Okay, let's suppose they have made a vehicle. So if they want to analyze the crash testing, that in any car crash, how the driver or how the passengers that are in that vehicle, how they are going to survive through the crash testing. So for that, they have to make the prototype, they have to make an exact model, exact vehicle, and they have to test it accordingly.
सर उसके लिए थर्मल स्कैनिंग होता है ना सर?
What?
उसके लिए जो कार का वो टेस्टिंग के लिए थर्मल स्क्रीनिंग करते हैं ना?
Yes, everything is involved, but it is the previous sessions. After all this, they have to, because it is why they have to produce the actual prototype or actual model, I can say, because prototype can be of like scale down. You have made something of 1:5 ratio, you can say that. But when I say for the crash testing of any cars industry, in any car industry, they have to make an actual model. Why? The reason is because it is completely dependent upon the human life. Okay, so human life is completely dependent upon it. So they have to make an actual model. On in that crash testing, maybe some of you have already seen that they put a robotic human body in any vehicle, and they do some sort of crash testing. And after that, they analyze that whether a person driving that car or the passenger sitting behind the driver will survive the crash or not. And they test all sort of crash testing. Okay, all sort of crash testing.
यस सर. सर एक क्वेश्चन और है कि इतना सारा मतलब हम लोग टेस्टिंग करने के बाद भी अगर कोई रॉकेट लॉन्च करते हैं तो वो भी मतलब कभी कभी बहुत सारा रॉकेट जो होता है क्रैश कर जाता है, तो
यस,
ऐसा मतलब होने का रीजन क्या है जब इतना सारा मतलब एनालिसिस करके भेजते हैं तो?
यही तो सबसे खास बात है, बिकॉज नेचर में यही तो होता है। आप कितनी भी प्रिकॉशन रख लेते हो, फिर भी कुछ ना कुछ अनवांटेड हो ही जाता है, राइट? सो एनसिस कैन नॉट guarantee you 100%. Let me tell you this, ANSYS does not guarantee 100%. Even ANSYS company is saying that, क्योंकि
Yes, sir.
ANSYS काम करता है फाइनाइट एलिमेंट एनालिसिस के ऊपर, और फाइनाइट एलिमेंट एनालिसिस का मतलब होता है कि आपने अपनी जो कंप्लीट मॉडल है, you have broken it into a number of pieces, number of parts, okay? अब
Yes,
ANSYS
sir.
क्या करता है, उन सब के ऊपर एनालिसिस करता है और फिर उन सब के रिजल्ट्स को क्या करता है, क्लब करता है। तो ये सारा प्रोसीजर जो आता है आपका, वो आता है न्यूमेरिकल मेथड के अंदर। और आपने अपनी मैथमेटिक्स में पढ़ा होगा, मैथमेटिक्स के किसी पोर्शन में आपने शायद 1, 2, 3 ऐसे 3 मैथमेटिक्स होते हैं ना आपके बीटेक में, राइट? तो आपने अपने मैथमेटिक्स 3rd पोर्शन में पढ़ा होगा जिसमें आप लोगों ने न्यूमेरिकल मेथड पढ़ा होगा, न्यूटन मेथड, न्यूटन रैप्सन मेथड, राइट?
यस सर।
है ना? इस तरह के मेथड्स में आपने पढ़ा होगा जिसमें आप न्यूमेरिकली कैलकुलेट करते हो। और आपके पास जया, यू आर वेरी लेट, वी आर about to finish our today's session. Jaya, you didn't have the idea about the class timing? Hello? I can see that some of students among you are still coming, like they don't have the idea about the class timing, right? So make sure from tomorrow the class time is at 9:50 in the morning. 9:50 in the morning. All right, guys. 37 students that are present here. Okay, so I was talking about के आप complete numerical method पे the ANSYS software is working. All right. Now आपने अपने मैथ्स में पढ़ा कि जब भी आप न्यूमेरिकल मेथड से कोई भी सॉल्यूशन निकालते हो तो आप 4-5 सॉल्यूशन निकालते हो, and you will say that after point, after decimal, or let's suppose you have got a result, you have got, yes Ranjan, yes Ranjan, say anything.
Yeah, sir. Carry on. I'll talk to later.
Okay, all right. So let's suppose you have calculated something, you have calculated a problem, and you come to the solution that the result is 3.4765. Now you keep on calculating, you keep on repeating your solution, and every time you get the different result. So have you ever asked your maths teacher, maths professor, that sir, what is the reason every time I am solving it and I am getting the different results? So they will he will tell you, or he had told you that you will solve it 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, and after when the time comes when your result is matching 4 points after decimal, then you will say that is the answer, or 5 points after the 5 digits after the decimal, then you will say that that is the answer, and you will accept that result, right? And you will stop your iterations. In your mathematics language, आपको याद होगा, आप उसे iteration बोलते थे कि you are performing the iterations, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, yes. Now in that iterations, you always keep solving the problem, step by step, till you get the result according to you as you want. So this is exactly, and that result is not complete. That result is not as analytical method. In an analytical method, you get the exact result of anything. But in your numerical method, you get the approximation. You get the approx result. It's not exact result, but it is approx result. And ANSYS is based on that approximation. But ANSYS के साथ ऐसा है कि ये ऐसा approximation करता है कि ह्यूमन हैंड से आप वैसी कैलकुलेशन नहीं कर सकते हो. So you have to be dependent on the ANSYS tool, because ANSYS solves the millions by millions of matrix, and you cannot do the 3 by 3 matrix or 5 by 5 matrix, 7 by 5 matrix. Okay, you cannot solve them. All right, this is the problem. But ANSYS solves 100 by 100 matrix, 50 by 50 matrix. So we have to be depending on this. Okay, that's why we use ANSYS. But still, it is very clear that ANSYS does not give us the 100% result. ANSYS gives us the approximation of the result, but that approximation is very, very extremely close to the actual result, which we will not be able to calculate via human hand. That's why we are dependent on the ANSYS software. This is the whole idea of using the ANSYS software. Got it, guys? I will show you.
Thank you, sir.
What is the analytical method? What is the, because there are 3 methods of solving anything. There are 3 methods of solving anything. And let me show you some of the benefits. Yes, Ranjan. Yes, Ranjan.
सर ANSYS का यूज सर मल्टी बॉडी डिजाइन के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं सर.
What, Anupam?
सर ANSYS का यूज सर मल्टी बॉडी डिजाइन के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं. मल्टी बॉडी
Like in what way? In what way you are asking multi-body? What do you mean by multi-body, multi-body?
मतलब इंडस्ट्री वगैरह में सर क्या होता है सर, प्रोडक्शन का मास को ज्यादा होता है, तो उस टाइम मतलब एक साथ मतलब बहुत सारी बॉडीज को यूज करने मतलब एनालाइज करने के लिए टाइम चाहिए. तो सर इसमें सर ANSYS से सर पॉसिबल है करना, मतलब कम समय में मतलब उसको एनालाइज करना है बॉडीज को.
नहीं, आप मुझे सबसे पहले तो ये बताओ, what is your imagination about multi-body? What do you understand by multi-body?
मल्टी is multi body मतलब more than one body.
Yeah, more than one bodies. Like what?
सर एक टाइम में सर मतलब बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स जो बनते हैं, तो उस टाइम मतलब एक
हाँ, तो एक टाइम में बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं, तो बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट
सबको सर एक साथ एनालाइज करना सर पॉसिबल है ANSYS से, मतलब एक ही साथ सारा एनालाइज करना पॉसिबल है.
तो अब let me बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट जो बन रहे हैं, इन बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट में 2 तरीके की चीजें हो सकती हैं. पहला तो ये कि वो सारे प्रोडक्ट सिमिलर हैं, राइट. दूसरा ये that all the products are different, right? Yes, now sir. you tell me a single industry which is producing a different products every second or every minute. You tell me. There are 2 types of production going on in every industry. Okay, let me clear your doubt. In any industry, you guys have the knowledge about what sort of production is going on. Like you have the knowledge about batch production, mass production, like this, guys. So let's suppose any industry is producing something, any industry is manufacturing something. It does not mean that they are producing every minute a different product. Will it be possible? Will it be possible to manufacture every minute or every second or every hour a different product? No, they are not repeating their products. Is it possible?
No. No, sir.
It's not possible.
सर मेरा कहना है सर ऐसे सर
yes
हेलो
yes I was asking.
सर मेरा कहना है सर कि जैसे कोई इंडस्ट्री में कोई मतलब प्रोडक्ट बनता है, तो सर उस प्रोडक्ट में सर बहुत सारे कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं सर, जिसका टेंसाइल स्ट्रेस अलग होता है, जिसका सर उसको मतलब उसका
हाँ, तो जब आप
yes, कैसे एनालाइज करना है मतलब सिंगल टाइम में सर.
yes, जब भी आप ऐसे करते हो तो let me say कि जब भी आपके पास कोई मैकेनिज्म है और जब उन मैकेनिज्म के ऊपर आपको एनालिसिस करनी है, तो 2 तरीके की एनालिसिस होगी. या तो आप कंपोनेंट एनालिसिस करोगे कि ईच एंड एवरी कंपोनेंट को आप एनालाइज कर रहे हो कि आप उसमें क्या मटेरियल यूज करोगे, फिर उसकी फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ क्या होगी, है ना, टेम्परेचर कंडीशंस पे वो कैसा बिहेव करेगा, एनवायरमेंटल कंडीशन पे वो पर्टिकुलर कंपोनेंट कैसा बिहेव करेगा. जैसे कि मैं एक बहुत बड़ा एग्जांपल लूं, तो लेट्स सपोज वी हैव अ रॉकेट लॉन्चर और वी हैव अ रॉकेट शिप, लेट्स सपोज, एंड दैट रॉकेट शिप इज टू बी गोइंग टू द अदर प्लैनेट और ऑन द मून, लेट्स से, बिकॉज आप लोगों ने अब नाम सुना होगा टेस्ला स्पेस एक्स का नाम सुना होगा आप लोगों ने, राइट?
यस सर.
तो स्पेस एक्स जो कंपनी है वो रॉकेट शिप वगैरह पे काम करती है. स्पेस नाम ही है कंपनी का स्पेस एक्स, जो कि टेस्ला का ही सब ब्रांड है. अब वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, वो रॉकेट लॉन्चर्स बना रहे हैं, रॉकेट शिप्स बना रहे हैं। वाई? टू गो टू द मार्स। बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स उनके फेल हुए, लास्ट में एक प्रोजेक्ट उनका सक्सेसफुल रहा, ठीक है। नाउ दैट इज नॉट आवर कंसर्न, बट अब जो रॉकेट शिप है मेरी, लेट सपोज, तो अब रॉकेट शिप की ना मैं दो तरीके से एनालिसिस कर सकता हूँ। हाइपोथेटिकली मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, अभी प्रैक्टिकली मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा। हाइपोथेटिकली अगर मैं बोलूँ, थ्योरेटिकली अगर मैं बोलूँ, तो भाई मैं दो तरीके से एनालिसिस कर सकता हूँ। द फर्स्ट वन इज कि मैं पूरी रॉकेट की असेंबली लाऊं एंसिस के ऊपर और एक ही साथ सबके एनालिसिस कर डालूं। तो आपको क्या लगता है, पहला केस ये है कि मैंने पूरी रॉकेट की असेंबली लाई और पूरी एनालिसिस एक ही साथ पूरे के ऊपर एनालिसिस कर दी कि भैया ये एयर ड्रैग लग रहा है, ये हीटिंग एनवायरमेंट का टेम्परेचर इतना हो जाए, क्योंकि रॉकेट बहुत ज्यादा स्पीड से चलेगी, एयर ड्रैग की वजह से हीट जनरेशन भी बहुत ज्यादा होगा, तो रॉकेट का जो फ्रंट का पोर्शन है, फ्रंटल लोब जो है, वो बहुत ज्यादा हीटिंग से गुजरेगा। तो अब मैं पूरी बॉडी पे एक ही साथ एनालिसिस कर दूं। और दूसरा मेरे पास ये है तरीका कि मैं कंपोनेंट एनालिसिस करूंगा, ईच एंड एवरी कंपोनेंट, यहाँ तक कि एक सिंगल नट एंड बोल्ट जो किसी दो पार्ट को फिक्स करके रखता है, उस नट एंड बोल्ट को भी मैं एनालाइज करूंगा कि दैट नट एंड दैट बोल्ट एट व्हाट फिजिकल कंडीशन दिस बोल्ट or this nut will fail, right? So in which condition, in which case you will get the actual result? Tell me, the first one or the second one?
Second one, sir.
Obviously
Second
second
one,
one.
sir.
So it will be very rare case it will happen that you are performing the analysis on the complete mechanism. Okay, in very rare case it will happen. Otherwise, you guys in any industry you guys will be working, you will analyze the components of any mechanism. You will analyze on each and every components. Okay. All right. Anything else, Anupam?
सर लेकिन सर बाय पार्ट एनालाइज करने से बहुत टाइम टेकन लग जाएगा, तो सर मतलब एक साथ
Yes.
करने का
Analysis work is very time taking. Let me tell you this, in any industry, analysis work is very long time taking.
तो
Okay.
सर टाइम प्रोड्यूस करने का कोई उपाय इसका कुछ नहीं, ऐसे टाइम कम लगे और मैं सारा एनालिसिस ही हो जाए इसका कुछ?
Well, let's see in the upcoming future, maybe they will find something.
Okay, sir.
But right now, because I will tell you a brief, I will talk about a brief, because when you are analyzing something, the biggest जो आपकी सबसे जो टाइम टेकिंग जो आपकी प्रोसीजर होती है, वो होती है आपकी मेश जनरेशन, मेशिंग में।
Yes,
वो
sir.
आपका सबसे ज्यादा टाइम टेकिंग होता है। बाकी तो रिजल्ट कैलकुलेट करना, फिजिकल मॉडल बनाना, दैट इज नॉट द केस, बट द मेश जनरेशन इज ए very time taking procedure, because in our course we will not focus on the mesh generation very well, but we will generate mesh, we will talk about mesh, how to generate, what types of elements are there. But mesh generation is very time taking, long, it will take a long time to generate a mesh and to visualize it, that this is your exact, this will be your correct meshing, because time factors are involved in that. बिकॉज कंपनी ने आपको इतना, लेट सपोज आपको किसी कंपनी में आप काम कर रहे हो एंड द कंपनी हैव गिवन यू दैट यू हैव 1 month ऑफ टाइम टू एनालाइज समथिंग, कि आपको मैं 1 महीने का वक्त दे रहा हूँ, आप इस प्रोडक्ट, कोई प्रोडक्ट है जो कंपनी डेवलप कर रही है, नया प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में लॉन्च करना चाह रही है, और उसके ऊपर आपको एनालिसिस करने के लिए उसके किसी पार्ट पे आपको एनालिसिस करने के लिए दे दिया, एंड आपको उसने टाइम भी दे दिया, भाई 1 महीने का टाइम है आपके पास, 10 दिन का टाइम है आपके पास, नहीं आपके पास 7 दिन, 5 दिन, कुछ भी टाइम दे दिया उन्होंने। तो अब आपके पास टाइम लिमिटेशन भी आ जाती है। तो उस केस में जब भी टाइम लिमिटेशन आता है, तो आप मेश जनरेशन जब करते हो, तो मेश जनरेशन में आपके पास टाइम का भी आपको ध्यान रखना है, और मेश की क्वालिटी को चेक करना है, वो सबसे ज्यादा लॉन्ग टाइम जो है लेता है मेश जनरेशन के टाइम पे। तो वो कैसे करोगे आप, आप कैसे डिसाइड करोगे कि मेश ठीक है, खराब है, क्वालिटी कैसे चेक करेंगे? आई विल टॉक अबाउट इट एवरीथिंग इन दी लेटर session. All right, guys. Anything else, Anupam?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Anyone else have any questions, queries related to this?
No, sir.
Okay. So in your screen, you can see that there is some the benefits, or you can say that as an advantage of your CAE softwares, CAE tools like Ansys. You can see some of are here. If you guys want to wrote down something, you can quickly wrote it down if you want, depends upon you, because I will not verbally.
Sir, CAE is totally dependable upon on CAD software.
No, CA, what you are asking about? CAD?
Computer aided designing, sir. I think CA. Yeah, I think computer.
No. First thing, let me clarify this. CAE softwares like engineering analysis, like
No, sir.
Ansys.
I don't say about our CAE software, but you are saying in me into these are totally dependable upon on.
No, you cannot say that it is totally dependent upon any. Let me clarify this one. It is not completely dependent upon CAD softwares. Okay, because CAE software have their own CAD platforms. The one I have just shown you guys. Okay, आपको मैंने अभी एक मॉडल जिस पे बनाया था वो एनसिस का अपना डिजाइनिंग एनवायरनमेंट था. So this, you cannot say that CAE softwares are completely dependent upon that. Okay, you cannot say that. Every CAE softwares have their own designing environment, but they have something in common. Let's say जो भी आप पार्ट बनाते हो और आप उसको सेव करते हो, तो उनका जो फॉर्मेट होता है वो एक कॉमन फॉर्मेट होता है. लेट्स सपोज जैसे एनसिस आपकी IGAS फॉर्मेट आप कैड कैम में जब पढ़ोगे तो आप बहुत सारे फॉर्मेट्स के बारे में पढ़ोगे. ओके, यस. तो ये जो फॉर्मेट्स होते हैं ये कॉमन फॉर्मेट्स होते हैं जो हर CAD सॉफ्टवेयर पे, CAE सॉफ्टवेयर पे आपके शेयर किए जा सकते हैं.
बट सर
yes,
but sir, I can create 2D or 3D model of any object. So how can I create a CAD without CAD software using into the CAE tools?
Yeah, that's what I have told you. CAE is engineering tool and CAD your design tool. So CAD tool and CAE tool, they have to come simultaneously into the picture. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, obvious सी बात है. आप किसी के ऊपर एनालिसिस कब करोगे? जब आप उसको बनाओगे, ड्रॉ करोगे, एक 3D मॉडल बनाओगे, तभी तो एनालिसिस करोगे. एनालिसिस करना किस पे है, राइट?
सर माय क्वेश्चन इज जब सर हम लोग 3D मॉडल करेंगे सर, तो वो तो डिजाइनिंग पर्पस में ना सर, तो CAD सॉफ्टवेयर ना यूज करेंगे सर हम लोग.
हाँ, CAD करेंगे, ठीक है.
तो ये सर मेरा कहना ये है सर कि CAE जो है टोटली डिपेंडेबल अपॉन CAD सॉफ्टवेयर और नॉट.
Yes, you can say in that case, you can say that without designing you cannot analyze. Simple. How you are going to analyze something if you don't have any design? On what you will do analysis? Just ask this question to yourself. In what thing you are going to analyze? Okay, so it is self-understood that you have to make a model, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anything else apart from this? And these are some of the advantage you can say, or benefits you can say, of the CAE softwares. Okay, because as I told you, the most important thing is CAE software actually improve the safety factors. Okay, because before producing anything, so that the end user कोई प्रोडक्ट आपने बनाया, किसी ने उसको यूज किया, अब आपने ऑलरेडी पहले से एनालाइज कर दिया है कि ये प्रोडक्ट आपका क्या हार्म पहुंचा सकता है, कौन सी इन्वायरमेंटल कंडीशन पे, ठीक है, कब फेल हो जाएगा. लेट सपोज किसी कंपनी ने फैन बनाया है, अब वो फैन चल रहा है कंटिन्यूअसली दिन रात, गर्मी का सीजन है, बहुत चल रहा है, दिन रात चल रहा है, एक्टिव है कंटिन्यूअसली. अब ये कब जाके फेल हो जाएगा, या फिर वो जिस हुक से वो छत से सीलिंग से लगा हुआ है वो हुक कब टूट जाएगी, है ना? तो वो हुक की भी तो एनालिसिस होगी ना, कि वो हुक कितना वेट उठा सकता है और कितना वेट वो उठा रहा है और कब फेल हो जाएगा, है ना? सारी चीजें हैं ना वहां पे इन्वॉल्व, राइट? सो इस तरह की चीजें हैं जो CAE की बेनिफिट बताती है, ठीक है. और कॉस्टिंग तो खैर है ही. ठीक है, कॉस्ट तो खैर बचाता ही है सीआई, ठीक है। ओके, if you guys want to write down something, you can.
I have a question.
Yes, two
सर
participants have raised their
सॉलिड
hand.
वर्क्स या फिर ऑटोकैड का जो ऑटोकैड में बना हुआ डिजाइन को हम लोग एनसिस में उसका एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं, या फिर एनसिस में उसको डिजाइन करने के बाद उसका एनालिसिस उसमें करेंगे?
नहीं नहीं, आप किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म पे डिजाइन कर सकते हो और यहाँ पे ला सकते हो। मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा एक एग्जांपल भी, मैं आपके सामने एक दिखाऊंगा कि आप सॉलिडवर्क्स में बने हुए मॉडल को एनसिस में ला सकते हो और डिजाइन कर सकते हो, या फिर आप कैटिया में बने हुए मॉडल को एनसिस में ला सकते हो एंड यू कैन डू द एनालिसिस।
यस सर।
हेलो सर।
हेलो हेलो सर।
हेलो
हेलो
हेलो सर।
on that as well.
हेलो
Yes, Rajiv.
सर वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर सर।
Okay, wait.
हेलो।
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
now.
it's clear.
हाँ सर,
Yes, ask.
कर सकते हैं एनसिस पे सर।
यस, आप मैंने बताया ना, किसी भी एनवायरनमेंट पे, किसी भी कैड सॉफ्टवेयर पे आपने कुछ भी बनाया, आप उसे एनसिस पे ला सकते हो और उसके एनालिसिस कर सकते हो एनसिस पे, ठीक है।
हेलो
यस
हेलो सर, किसी भी डिजाइन को अगर हमको एनसिस पे एनालिसिस करना है तो उसको एनसिस पे ही उसके मॉडल को ड्रॉ करना सही रहेगा, या फिर सॉलिड वर्क्स कैड सॉफ्टवेयर पे उसको डिजाइन?
इट डिपेंड्स कि आप कौन से सॉफ्टवेयर पे ज्यादा फेमिलियर हो, है ना। अगर आप सॉलिड वर्क्स पे बनाने में ज्यादा फेमिलियर हो तो एनसिस पे आप नहीं करोगे, आप सॉलिड वर्क्स पे कर लोगे।
यस सर,
एंड इट
सॉलिड वर्क्स
ऑल्सो
लुक्स इजी।
यस, एंड इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स कि आप जिस इंडस्ट्री में काम कर रहे हो उस इंडस्ट्री के पास सॉलिडवर्क्स है या नहीं है, या कैटिया है या नहीं है, या फिर उन्होंने सिर्फ और सिर्फ एनसिस रख रखा है और आपके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, तो आपको एनसिस पे ही डिजाइन करना है। सो इट डिपेंड्स, इट इज डिपेंडेबल क्वेश्चन। एनीथिंग एल्स?
सर सॉलिड वर्क्स पे डिजाइन करना काफी आसान होता है,
वो ठीक है, वो मैं समझ गया आपकी बात, लेकिन जब आप किसी इंडस्ट्री में हो तो आप फ्री वर्जन सॉफ्टवेयर सॉलिडवर्क्स यूज नहीं कर सकते हो, राइट। अदरवाइज सॉलिडवर्क्स इंडस्ट्री will come to know automatically, because you will use the internet connection and they will know that you are using the invalid license. Okay, and let's say your company have the license, तब तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, तब तो आप डिजाइन करोगे। और लेट्स से आपकी कंपनी के पास लाइसेंस है ही नहीं, तो उस केस में आप क्या करोगे, है ना। तो आपके पास ऑप्शन ही नहीं है सॉलिडवर्क्स यूज करने का। देन यू हैव टू यूज दी वॉट एवर दी फैसिलिटी दे हैव। और वो जैसा भी सॉफ्टवेयर आपको प्रोवाइड कराएंगे, आपको उसकी फेमिलियर होना पड़ेगा, है ना। ठीक है,
थैंक यू सर।
ओके।
सर वन क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि जो अपार्ट फ्रॉम एनसिस मतलब सॉलिड वर्क्स और कैटिया, तो अगर सॉलिड वर्क्स में जो चीज डिजाइन करते हैं, मतलब वो चीज कैटिया में मेनली डिफरेंस क्या है सॉलिड वर्क्स और कैटिया में?
देखो, सॉलिडवर्क्स और कैटिया दोनों के दोनों जो है वो आपके एक ही सिंगल कंपनी से क्या है, सिंगल कंपनी के क्या है, दो प्रोडक्ट हैं अलग अलग, है ना। आप सॉलिडवर्क्स को कैटिया का सब प्रोडक्ट बोल सकते हो, बिकॉज कैटिया का जो सिंपल वर्जन है उसको आप सॉलिडवर्क्स बोल सकते हो, ठीक है। कैटिया में डिजाइन करना जो चीज थोड़ा सा क्रिटिकल है, सॉलिडवर्क्स में वो थोड़ा इजी है, ठीक है। दोनों सेम कंपनी के सॉफ्टवेयर हैं। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर फेमिलियर विद द कैटिया सॉफ्टवेयर?
सर कैटिया का नाम सुने हैं लेकिन उस पर वर्क नहीं किए, सॉलिड वर्क्स पे काम किए हैं।
ठीक है, तो कैटिया का कोई मुझे फुल फॉर्म बता सकता है? क्या समझते हो कैटिया का? कुछ तो मतलब होता होगा, कैटिया का फुल फॉर्म भी बता दो कोई, क्या होता है गाइस? बिकॉज इट विल शो योर क्यूरियोसिटी दैट you know CATIA, you have heard about CATIA, but you don't know, if you don't know the
computer aided 3-dimensional interactive application.
Okay, nobody is cheating. Rajiv, you have answered this, right?
सर कल मैंने देखा था इसको, कल मतलब नोट डाउन किया था, कल वो लेक्चर चल रहा था।
Okay, all right. Yes, it is correct. Computer added three-dimensional interactive application. Now, these are some of the application of your CAE softwares. And let me tell you this, that no industry is right now is there that is not using any sort of CAE software in any way. Okay. किसी ना किसी तरीके से कोई ना कोई इंडस्ट्री CAE का कुछ ना कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर यूज कर रही है. यहाँ तक के इनफैक्ट you can do analysis on the SolidWorks itself. You can do the analysis on the CATIA also. CATIA पे भी आप एनालिसिस कर सकते हो, SolidWorks पे भी आप एनालिसिस कर सकते हो. बट ANSYS क्या है? ANSYS स्पेशली एनालिसिस के लिए है. तो ANSYS का जो एनालिसिस पार्ट है वो बहुत वास्ट है इन कंपैरिजन विद SolidWorks और CATIA. ओके, यस अनुपम. Yes, Anupam, tell me what you want to ask.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, Anupam, tell me.
एनालिसिस का यूज सर किसी ऑब्जेक्ट के स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन के लिए कर सकते हैं. ऐसे किसी ऑब्जेक्ट का हमको स्टैंडर्ड डेटा मतलब उसमें फीड करना है किसी ऑब्जेक्ट का, तो उसको सीएई मतलब एनालिसिस बेस में यूज कर सकते हैं.
Yes, of course. देखो क्या होता है, मैं बताता हूँ आपको कि अब सबसे जो लॉन्गेस्ट, मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि सबसे जो लॉन्गेस्ट जो टाइम टेकिंग प्रोसीजर है पूरे कंप्लीट होल एनालिसिस में, वो है आपका मेश जनरेशन. मैं बताऊंगा मेश क्या होता है. कुछ लोगों को हो सकता है मेश नाम ही नहीं सुना होगा, और कुछ लोगों ने सुना भी होगा तो डिटेल में नहीं जानते होंगे मेशिंग करते कैसे हैं, नहीं पता होगा. ठीक है, तो अब मैं जब बात करूंगा तो मैं वहां भी बताऊंगा आपको. तो सबसे जो टाइम टेकिंग प्रोसीजर होता है वो होता है मेश जनरेशन, जहाँ पे आप एलिमेंट्स में तोड़ते हो. आपने किसी भी मॉडल को आप नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स में तोड़ोगे, ब्रेक करोगे. ठीक है, गॉट इट नाउ. तो अब जब आप मेश में तोड़ रहे हो उसको, ठीक है, और आपने कुछ टाइम लगाया और आपने नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स में ब्रेक कर दिया, तो ये सारी चीजें उससे रिलेटेड है. ठीक है, तो डिपेंड करता है कि आप मेश जनरेशन में कितना टाइम लगा रहे हो, दैट डिपेंड्स.
सर वो नहीं सर, तो सर पूछ रहे सर कि किसी ऑब्जेक्ट का ऐसे हम मतलब कुछ एक डिजाइन किया है एनालिसिस पे, तो सर उसका हमको डिफाइन करना है, तो उसका अपना स्टेट डिफाइन करना है, तो उसमें सर डिफाइन कर सकते हैं उसका स्ट्रेस या उसका स्टिफनेस
अनुपम,
डिफाइन करना होगा उसका.
ऑब्वियसली अनुपम, वही तो मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि सबसे जो
यस सर. हेलो.
लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम टेकिंग प्रोसीजर है आपका वो मेश है. इंडस्ट्री में क्या होता है, मास प्रोडक्शन चलती है, बैच प्रोडक्शन चलता है. एक ही प्रोडक्ट आप नंबर ऑफ काउंटलेस आप जो है प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो. ठीक है, बैच प्रोडक्शन में क्या होता है, बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट आप बनाते हो एक साथ, है ना. तो अब आप बार बार एक ही चीज पे, हर सिमिलर प्रोडक्ट्स पे अलग अलग एनालिसिस नहीं करोगे. राइट, लेट्स सपोज कि आपने कुछ बनाया है, कोई प्रोडक्ट आपने बनाया और अगली बार आपने उसकी डायमेंशन में कुछ डिक्रीमेंट करके बनाया कोई चीज, लेट्स सपोज. तो अब आप सिमिलर जो आपकी एनालिसिस है वो आप सिमिलर बार बार नहीं करोगे एक सिमिलर प्रोडक्ट के लिए.
तो सर डाटा
आप क्या करोगे, यस, उसके डेटा को स्टोर करोगे और उसको एज ए स्टैंडर्ड ट्रीट करोगे. और स्टैंडर्ड ट्रीट करने के बाद आप दूसरे प्रोडक्ट जो कि फिजिकली दिखने में सेम है उसको आप एनालाइज करोगे और फिर जो आपने स्टैंडर्ड डेटा एक सेव कर रखा होगा उसके साथ कंपेयर करोगे. एंड जैसे ही आपको वो स्टैंडर्ड रिजल्ट के आसपास आप पहुंच गए तो आप कहोगे एनालिसिस हो गई, दिस प्रोडक्ट इज एनालाइज्ड. यस, it is up to the mark according to our requirement. Now we will stop our analysis because जब भी आप किसी भी चीज पे एनालिसिस करते हो, जब आपने स्टार्ट किया है किसी नई चीज पे एनालिसिस करना, तो एनालिसिस बहुत लंबा चलता है ना. आप एक बार में नहीं निकाल सकते हो रिजल्ट. एक बार निकालते हो फिर दोबारा निकालते हो, मेश को चेंज करते हो, नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स चेंज करते हो, कंडीशंस चेंज करते हो, फिर एनालिसिस करते हो, बार बार करते हो, है ना. तब जाके आप किसी पर्टिकुलर एक डिफाइंड रिजल्ट तक पहुंचते हो कि या नाउ दिस रिजल्ट विल बी माय. Okay, got it?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we are at the end of our session and now let me show you that these are the, okay, some are जब खत्म हो गया है तब some students are still Vinamrita. Okay, Vinamrita, she has just joined. Yeah, Vinamrita, can you hear me, Vinamrita? Guys, Anupam and Suraj, you can turn off your mic.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Tell.
Yes, sir. Can we use the whole work in Ansys, sir, or we have to use different software for different work, sir?
As I told you before, if the company under which you are working, if they have the different sort of environment, then you will work on all of them. They will guide you to work on which they want you to work. Okay.
I mean, sir, if I want to use whole design in Ansys and analysis whole work in Ansys, then we can use, sir.
Yes, you can use, obviously.
Or sir, give me example about CAE software.
CAE software.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I told you that, and you can also analyze on SolidWorks, on CATIA. There are also a CAE portion. There is also a CAE portion in that software also. And Ansys is again it is a complete CAE tool. Ansys. So Ansys is completely dealing in what?
CAE
Yes,
analysis.
Ansys is completely dealing with CAE. So
Yes.
Ansys industry, they were not focusing on the design part. So their design environment is little bit tricky in comparison with SolidWorks or CATIA. It is tricky means it is little bit complicated. It's not that easy as SolidWorks or as CATIA. Okay, so because their whole purpose was not to focus on the design environment, that's why they have put it some formats common. Okay, so that you will bring the other environmental designs and you will analyze on the Ansys. Okay, that's why. Yes, Ashish, anything?
Sir, any book for Ansys?
I will provide you with some of the books, or if you want to buy something in hard copy, then you can go to the market. I will guide you through that. What book it will be beneficial for you. Or if you are in any colleges, then there must have been some sort of library or something. And I'm sure they will have to provide you with the books related to the Ansys analysis. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to buy some of your own material, I will guide you through that which book you can buy, or I will provide you with PDFs as well. Okay, to study.
Okay.
All right. So, which of the students were late today? Have anybody heard of Fusion 360?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that Fusion 360 is also a CAE tool. Yes. So there are plenty of software, because Fusion 360 is very familiar. Every student are familiar with the Fusion 360 because it is very common. Okay, in the college course. Okay, so which student were late? And Vinamrita, yes, I forgot. Vinamrita, you were so late at the end of the session you have joined. We are about to finish our today's session. Why were you so late, Vinamrita Kumari?
सर एक्चुअली नेट लाइट नहीं थी तो फोन चार्ज नहीं थी, और इस वजह से अभी फोन चार्ज हुई तो फिर देखे.
All right, so make sure from tomorrow you guys are on time. But if any sort of things happen, like Vinamrita just shared with us, so it is permissible. But make sure that at 9:50 all of you are present here. All right, guys. So we are at the end of our session, and it's so much
Sir,
nice to
a
meet
new
you.
time has come, sir, via email. 9:30, that's it.
9:30. If
Yes,
yes,
sir.
if there is a new time, I will be informed, and I will inform you guys as well. Don't worry, okay?
Hello.
Sir, one more thing, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have downloaded a zip file of Ansys, but how to install it? Can you help me?
Yes, as I told you that on the website of the Ansys, they are the installation procedure. A tab where there. आप वहाँ पे देखोगे कि इंस्टॉलेशन प्रोसीजर लिखा हुआ था, आप उसको क्लिक करोगे तो वो आपको पूरा स्टेप बाय स्टेप बताएंगे क्या करना है, और नहीं तो मैं आपको डिटेल में बता देता हूँ। आपको जो जिप फाइल है उसको आप एक्सट्रैक्ट करोगे पहले। जब आप एक्सट्रैक्ट करोगे तो नंबर ऑफ फाइल्स आ जाएंगे आपके, उसमें सेटअप फाइल होगी। सेटअप फाइल को एज एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर और सेटअप फाइल को डायरेक्टली आप राइट क्लिक करके रन कर देना। रन करोगे, इंस्टॉल करोगे, कंप्लीट सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल हो जाएगा। दैट्स इट, यू डोंट नीड टू डू एनीथिंग अपार्ट फ्रॉम
सर,
दिस।
तो जो जिप फाइल को एक्सट्रैक्ट करेंगे तो उसको सी ड्राइव में ही ना करेंगे ना?
नहीं, आप कहीं भी एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकते हो, किसी भी ड्राइव में, इट डजंट मैटर। ओके,
उसे एक्सट्रैक्ट कहीं भी कर सकते हैं और
हाँ,
इंस्टॉल
आप
सी
उसे
ड्राइव में कर।
जहाँ पे डाउनलोड, आप एक्सट्रैक्ट करना ऐसे फोल्डर में जहाँ पे इस फाइल्स के अलावा कोई और फाइल ना रहे, ठीक है? क्योंकि जैसे ही आप एक्सट्रैक्ट करोगे तो बहुत सारे फाइल्स बनते हैं, ठीक है? तो आप किसी ऐसी जगह कर दोगे जहाँ पे ऑलरेडी कुछ वीडियोस हैं, ऑडियोज हैं, आपकी हॉलीवुड बॉलीवुड मूवीज भी पड़ी हुई हैं, भोजपुरी मूवीज भी रखी हुई हैं, तो वहाँ पे फिर बहुत दिक्कत हो जाएगी, ठीक है ना? ठीक है, तो ऐसी जगह करना, नया फोल्डर बनाना और उसमें डालना, तब जाके आपको प्रॉपर तरीके से आपकी पूरी फाइल अनजिप हो जाएगी, और तब आप उसको सेटअप को रन कर दो, और फिर कुछ नहीं करना आपको, वो कंप्लीट प्रोसीजर आपको बताएगा। और फिर ब्रीफ डिटेल के लिए आप वेबसाइट पे वहां पे नीचे में लिखा हुआ था इंस्टॉलेशन प्रोसीजर, तो आप वो भी देख लेना। बिल्कुल बहुत सिंपल है, बहुत सिंपल है, आप कर लोगे सबके सब, आई एम श्योर।
थैंक यू सर।
Yes, so it's so much nice to meet you guys, and I am sure, I hope you all will be at time from tomorrow. Okay, all right guys, I am ending this session. Nice to meet you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good day guys, good day. Good day.
sir.